temper trap and sweet disposition. We're back with Congressman Sherwin Gatchalian. The hanging question is why politics if you can just run your business empire and make more money with less stress?
Actually, tama ka, Martin. I remember one time we were having dinner. Every Sunday kasi may dinner ka, my family. And I opened this idea up. Talagang violent reactions from especially my mother. No? She's a pastor, so very conservative. Just imagine she's trying to avoid violence, trying to avoid controversies, and then one of her sons wanted to go into this type of industry. So, nagkaroon na ng malaking debate. But I told them, I told my family that my goal really is to change local government. And at least local government in Valenzuela. So I wanted to share my experiences, use my skill to change governance in Valenzuela. So, na-appreciate naman nila yun.
So, napapayag din sila. Eventually, well, of course.
Actually, hanggang ngayon, given a choice, my mom will say, baka, it's already enough. Nag-mayor ka na, ilang tagal na. Baka you wanna take it easy already. But sabi ko, ma'am, parang you contributed already and parang there's so many things to contribute pa. So, let's do this until eventually the people naman will dictate whether they like you or they don't like you. It's not for you naman to say.
So, nung naging opposed yung mami mo sa pagtakbo mo, ngayon, 3 na yun.
Tatlo na. Actually, that's true. Kaya nga pag nakikita kami, Martin, until now, every election time, umiiling na lang siya ng ulo, parang
gastos.
Aside from gastos, kasi talaga naman diba, Martin, if you read the papers, daming mga elected-related violence, maraming political-related violence. So, talaga, if you're a mother, medyo ka talaga.
Ilag ka doon. Diba? What is your most unforgettable experience in politics so far?
I think the most unforgettable was my first term. My first time to join into politics, and that's where you get exposed to yung tinatawag nilang dirtiness, yung dumi ng politics. And I remember clearly, I was 27 years old, I was campaigning. So, personality ko kasi is positive, put down your platforms, tell the people what you can do, explain to the people your background. But yung kalaban ko was really attacking me. And a lot of the attacks were personal. Like, for example, I'm Chinese raw ako, hindi raw ako dapat tumakbo dahil I'm Chinese, ganyan. So, and then walang experience, of course, 27 lang. And then, nandyan na rin yung mga, kasi, anak mayaman yan, wala namang pakialam yan sa mga mahirap. So, yung mga ganun ba? So, that's where you feel the real politics already. No? And nakakalungkot because until now, nalulungkot ako pag may naririnig akong ganyan in our country. But I think that's part of the game. Yeah.
Mahirap ba na walang first lady?
Sa akin, Martin, parang...
You don't know the difference.
Anyway. I think the flexibility really worked for me. Because... when I talk to their constituents, sometimes kasi I have meetings on Sundays.
Wow.
And, talaga, itong Sunday meron.
Talaga.
And then my constituents will say, syempre, I'll apologize, parang, sorry ho, kung Sundays. Sabi niya, okay lang ho, Cong, dahil alam namin busy kayo, this is the only time. And alam rin naman namin na wala kayong pamilya, kaya wala kayong uwian eh.
Boom! Aray!
Yeah, pero okay naman sila. Pero natawa sila.
Parang paparinig. What is your political ideology? Are you liberal, conservative, pro-establishment, pro-labor? I mean, coming from Boston University, you must be liberal-minded.
I think I'm in between liberal and a little bit in the center. I still believe that government should have a lot of control in certain industries and leverage on it. No? Especially when a country like ours is not so progressive yet, no? And we're still developing. Kumbaga, extreme free market can be detrimental to our people. I'll give you a case in point, Martin. Like, for example, utilities. No, if it's I think when we're too liberal in our utilities, eventually the poor people will pay for that. No? And in the long run, it's very hard for our constituents themselves to have developed. So it has to be balanced, I think. But in a sense, I'm not so extreme left also na dapat puro government na lang. I want to put also a lot of I think efficient. I think the private sector can be part of governments and it can make it efficient.
So kailangan may market forces then.
Definitely.
When it comes to your political decisions in Congress or in your local government unit, no? Ano yung usual guiding principles mo when it comes to governance?
Actually, I've itemized 3 things. Very important, very basic, Martin. Actually, alam mo, sa governance, hindi man rocket science eh. First, you lay out principles, then you follow them. My first is, you really have to start from the top. It really has to start from the top. Management by example or leadership by example is very important. For example, pag sinabi mong no corruption, it has to start from you. Pag na-detect ng tao na si Mayor merong palusot, then it's very hard to preach no corruption when you yourself is accused of corruption. Especially if there's very strong evidence. Pangalawa, the small thing matters. No? Like yung banyo na sinabi ko sa'yo. Those are little things, but it really matters to everyone. And it's a symbol. If you cannot fix the small things, then you cannot fix the entire government system. The third thing I learned from in governance is you really have to listen to the people. And when I say listen, you really have to use all mediums to listen, like social media, internet. Yung age na pupunta ka doon sa tao and then magpapamiting ka, hindi na yun yung listening eh. You have to open yourself up to new technology to listen to everything. And when you start listening, you have to action. Dapat kasunod doon, action na.
You're very active in social media, and you're also active in visiting your constituents, not only your constituents but also basically the entire nation. How do you balance it? Of course, you don't have a family, that's why you can at least do some social media. How do you do that?
Balance talaga, management. You just have to manage your time.
So you give 1 hour for social media, 1 hour for this, parang ganun? Or,
actually, malaking bagay ngayon yung mga mobile capabilities ng cellphone, iPad. And I have a team. But I really guide them on what to post and what to do. But definitely, ako kasi interest ko rin, like you, Martin, is social media, internet. So I use the internet a lot. And then I look for new technologies. I subscribe to, let's say, mga Mashable, mga ganyan, to look for new technologies that we can use. And then, even when I was a mayor, sometimes I don't, papatawag lang ako, magpapa-appointment ng mga technology provider. I would just tell them, present to me what's new there, out there, what can we do. So, just to update your knowledge about technology.
Speaking of technology, yung meron nga kayong drone, di ba? Dun sa Valenzuela. may drone kayo pag nakikita pag may punsan yung baha. Ang galing.
Tsaka in CCTV, na kami fiber optic. Yeah. So,
and then you have the parang multi-purpose ambulance or
mga equipment.
Equipment, yes. Galing. Yeah. So all of these, ito yung produkto ng technology.
You just have to keep on innovating, Martin. Not only in governance but also in life. No, you just have to keep on innovating. You have to keep on learning. You have to. I'm 14 na tayo, and I made so many mistakes. I made some good decisions, but eventually you just have to keep on evolving, keep on innovating.
Mukhang swerte ka sa lahat, except sa babae, no?
Oo nga. Kailangan na hindi natin na-evolve pa.
Hindi ma-innovate.
Yan, hindi ma-innovate eh. Kung style ko, dapat ma-innovate na siguro.
Okay. Maybe we can go out and drink one of these days. Give you a thing or two, lesson. Okay. Let's talk about the family business. Your brother handles the business now.
My second brother, si Kenneth.
Si Kenneth,
Yeah.
all right. Usual question to ng mga Pilipino.
Yeah.
Who gets most out of the business share? Paano ang hati-hatian sa mana? If you're a politician and basically you're not there running the business. So sino yung I'm assuming mas malaki yung ang share ng brother mo.
Actually, hindi. Actually, I'm lucky because my brothers are very understanding.
Yun.
And then si Kenneth is a very... Actually, he's a very simple guy. Tsaka hindi siya yung... Actually, lucky ako because my brothers, hindi sila mabilang na, I work 18 hours a day, therefore I get this much. No? Ikaw, wala ka naman, so you don't get it. Hindi naman kami ganun. We're actually a team player family. No, so my Kenneth has a responsibility in the family business. They know that I'm with government, so it's hard for me to join. But during the family dinner, doon kami nag-uusap-usap about business and politics. So we make major decisions in that family business, in that dinner about family business. So, but Martin, hindi naman kami malaki. No, we're just ito a small family business. So. I think in family, it's important that everyone knows their role.
All right. On a lighter note, we're talking about dinner over dinner. What's your favorite ulam, pagkain over dinner? What's the family specialty?
Well, actually, my mom likes to cook. Pero walang ano sometimes nagluto siya na Chinese, of course. Sometimes Pinoy food. Wala talagang usual. But na-notice ko lang lately, mahilig ang mom ko sa steak.
Wow.
Sa steak.
So lately.
Lately. I think because of my dad. My dad like steak also. So medyo napapa-western yung pagkain natin lately.
From Chinese to Western. How do you have your steak? Medium, rare?
Medium rare ako, Martin.
Wow, really?
Medium rare. Ikaw?
Ano, pag sinasabi na, pag 40 na, daan-daan na sa
medium rare.
medium rare.
Sa sashimi, bawal na naman.
Kasi yung mga cancer of the bituka.
Kaya nga, parang hindi ko
cancer.
Pero Martin, parang hindi ko maisip, 40 na nga ako I mean, I turned 40 last April until now. Parang it's such a... Parang hindi mo pa masink in. 40 ka na, and then next year, 41. Maybe 41 in 5 months.
Imagine if you get married and you have a son at the age of 40, pag nag-20 anak mo, 60 ka na.
Oo. Di ko na siguro siya makakita mag-asawa.
Pag hindi mo na makita yung apo mo.
Hindi na, wala na. Hindi ko na iniisip yun.
Di ba na? Di ba na, patay ka na naman.
Actually, yun yung sinasabi ko.
Alright. Okay, so why are you single? Before you answer that, let's play another song from your playlist. This is When You Say Nothing at All.
Actually, favorite ko yan dahil pag inimbita ako sa karaoke, yan ang pinakamadaling kantahin
Itong When You Say, memorize mo ito.
Mabilis kantahin to pag sa karaoke.
Here it is. When You Say Nothing at All, a song by Ronan Keating. No? And we will be back with Congressman Sherwin Gatchalian. Stay with us. You're still listening to Martin's Man Cave on Podcast.Ph. Kasama pa rin po natin si Congressman Sherwin Gatchalian. And our hanging question earlier, no? The multi-million peso question. Why are you still single?
Oo nga, Martin. Hindi ko... Maybe that's one thing I haven't innovated yet, no? But parang... I think that's destiny. Parang si Presidente, I think destiny talaga.
So is it a matter of... well, you haven't met the right person.
Probably. Well, I think so.
What
I don't know if it's my own mentality. I think when you're in that stage of settling down, you're open to settling down. Maybe I'm not yet in that stage yet. That's why it's also not coming. That person's not coming, I think. So, but then again, no, I have to be realistic. I'm 40 and kagaya na sinabi mo, I won't see my grandchildren. Pero then again, patay na nga ako nun. So
who cares? Parang ganun.
Yeah. So I think dadating rin yan. Baka later on.
What's the longest relationship period?
Actually, Martin, for a 40-year-old, only have 2 relationships.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Konti lang.
The first one was what? 20
The first
years ago?
one was 2000, year 2000. And then that lasted for 2 years. And then this one...
That's long, huh?
Yep. And then interval, matagal. I think almost 6 years. And then...
Mukhang broken-hearted ka.
Hindi naman. Actually, masaya nga ako nun eh. Masaya nga ako nung ano eh.
Baka na picture ko, nasa shower ka nakaupo, tapos yung shower gumagano.
Actually, nung nangyari nga yun, parang sumaya nga ako. Sobrang saya eh.
sana hindi siya nakikinig.
Actually, yun nga yung nagtampo nga siya after because sabi niya, parang sobrang saya kaya ito nag-break tayo.
Pero siya nakipag-break.
Hindi, ako yun.
Ikaw,
yun.
okay. It's because of work or?
No, it's just lang, parang you wanted space, freedom.
Yeah.
Usual, no? Naman, maririnig mo naman eh, diba?
It's not you, it's me.
Ganun naman yun eh. And then the last one was 2007. Yeah, that lasted for a year.
And now you're single?
Single. So, been single since that year.
So you're not dating
matagal.
anyone?
Wala.
Okay. Oh, well. Mamaya, pagkatapos ito, usap tayo.
Over scotch.
And your friends are, most of your friends, I suppose, they're married already?
Siguro mga 90%. 90%.
So meron pa kayong...
Yeah, nakakatawa nga because you see the transition. First you get invited to the weddings, then children parties, then now debut na. I can't believe I get invited to a debut.
Nun wedding.
Hopefully hindi pa wedding. Hindi binyag ulit nung anak niya.
Tapos ninong ka.
Grabe.
Tapos binyag pa.
Actually, you see, when you're single, parang you see this significant activities happening in front of your eyes. Kasi when you're married, parang you're tending to your own affairs, your own family affairs. Pero ito talagang you can see everyone moving from different transitions.
Do you keep a circle of friends, like your core?
Yeah, I have a group of friends na since high school. We've been friends since we were 12 years old, 13 years old. Then I had friends when I started working in our family business. This is before politics. And then when I moved to politics, I had friends from there. Ito yung mga freshman nung 2001 Congress, nung 12th Congress. Ito sila Gilbert Remulla, those guys, sila Bah Mitra. We still keep in touch until now. And then I have friends from this last political phase in my career. Ito latest pala.
How do you decipher, how do you distinguish between a person who's sincere, like now that you're who you are, a person who's sincere and a person who's just there for the opportunity?
Martin, I think only time can tell. It's very difficult to, of course you'll have first impressions, but it's very difficult to whether that first impression is really that person. So I think you just have to let time tell. No?
So when do you say when do you say this person is already full of bullshit? when do you say that?
Depende rin on the gravity of that bullshit. Kung araw-araw kang binubullshit, siyempre, 2 or 3 days, ayaw mo na, di ba? Pag medyo creeping bullshit, medyo tumatagal. But malaman mo naman, tandaan na tayo, Martin, 40 years old. Both of us are 40 years old. Pero may malaman mo naman. But siyempre, like you give everyone a chance. Baka good intentions naman to, sincere. But eventually, you'll know naman who's bullshitting you.
It's a good intention bullshit.
Right. But you know what, funny, I've met a lot of people.
A lot of bullshit.
Kasama rin bullshit. But I've met a lot of sincere people. Just by going out, attending mga parties, attending social events, you meet a lot of good people and a lot of good friends.
I meet a lot of girls too, you know, in those parties. Okay. Lighter note, and then in a few minutes we'll wrap up. What are your hobbies?
Hobbies right now, Martin, I just run. I try to run about 8 to 10K per session.
Wow.
About siguro mga 3 to 4 times a week. So, yun na lang ang pinaka-exercise ko ngayon. Although, honestly, whenever I travel with the Vice President sa grupo niya, si Vice masipag mag-exercise. He walks 2 hours a day from 6 a.m. to 8.
Grabe, no?
Grabe talaga. And ano talaga niyan, routine niya talaga yan. So, other than running, I walk also.
How many hours do you sleep?
On the average, 5 to 6.
Wow.
Kaya medyo nagkasakit ako lately.
Kasi tumatakbo ka, tapos busy ka. Then
I realize you also need to recharge siguro once a week or twice a week siguro. I mean, sleep longer.
Of course, yeah. To give your body enough time to...
Wala namang katabi, kaya maaga nagigising.
Mas maaga ka magising kung may katabi ka.
Baka hindi ka na makatulog.
Okay. You mentioned already your pet peeve, no? The number one pet peeve is a toilet. What are the other pet peeves?
Sa akin yan, that pet peeve naman is more on the governance side. But another one, it's very hard to control is people who are always late.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes, but itong pet peeve na ito, you have to have some leeway rin because of the traffic situation. But yung mga taong parating late yan, medyo hindi ako masyadong dyan.
So hindi excuse yung it's a Filipino culture.
Lalo na yon. I think that one is really bullshit na talaga yan.
Bullshit talaga yan.
But yung mata-traffic siya baka, and then for example umulan, yun medyo talagang But if it's on a normal condition, I think they should be on time.
When do you get impressed by a person or someone you meet or
girls or
anyone?
Anyone. This is in general.
In general.
I remember clearly when I was working in our family business. One of my favorite things to do is to talk to our suppliers. Kasi these suppliers of ours are mostly entrepreneurs. And they might be small, they might be medium, they might be micro. But in business skills ng mga entrepreneurs, iba eh. Parang some of them come from literally zero. No? They will take risk, put their hard-earned money, start their own business, be successful in business. You learn a lot from these little stories, and you build on those little stories. I'm of course, I get impressed also with the big people, no, but I'm also impressed with the smaller success stories.
Who are the people that you'd like to thank?
Siyempre, my parents. No? My parents are really laki talaga yung sacrifice nila and understanding. And I'm not a perfect child, no, but I think my parents have been really, really patient, no, with me. And along the way, I've met a lot of people who have been who've been with us, no, up and down. People who work in our family business, like yung corporate counsel namin, si Attorney Mercado, who's been with us, you know, good times, bad times, he's stayed with us. Mga partners namin sa business, sila Mr. Magadia. Ganun rin, good times, bad times, they're with us. You learn to appreciate people who stayed with you during your lowest moment. And alam mo naman, Marty, sa negosyo, it's a cycle. And there was also a time that we're really, we got hurt with the financial crisis. And you remember those people who stayed with you.
What is the end goal? Do you see yourself running for higher office?
I'll take it step by step, Martin. Hopefully, this coming election, I can run for a higher office. If we make it, then we reassess and see if we can run for another higher office. But we'll take it step by step. But definitely, I want to seek a higher position.
Before I ask you the final serious question, ano mo na ang paborito mong kulay? Favorite color?
Ako, I've always liked blue.
Blue.
Pero ang campaign color ko, red.
Oh, why is it red?
Na-inherit ko na yan kay Congressman Serapio eh. The one who introduced me to public service. He's kasi I joined his team eh. So I adopted his color. And then when he passed away, parang I just carried over that color. But that color has been quite lucky for me.
Your favorite Filipino meal?
Alam mo, na-learn ko lately, binalot.
Binalot Anong laman ng binalot?
Hindi, syempre yung classic na yung
itlog na pula.
Itlog na pula at saka adobo.
Wow, sarap na.
Sarap siya.
Pero di mo pwedeng baluto yan na mahit yung kanin, masisira yung binalot.
You have to eat it right away. Hindi mo pwedeng matagal yun. Pero masarap.
Otherwise, binalot na panis.
Syempre yung May mga, actually, dami na natin Pinoy food na masasarap yung mga restaurants. Like, for example, yung, of course, Abe. It's one of my favorites talaga. Ayan, that one, I can eat every week. I can go there
talaga?
every week. Yeah.
So, anong favorite mo doon sa Abe?
Sa Abe, paborito ko doon yung rice na sa...
Naku, nasa kawayan.
Kawayan, sarap yan.
Ginatoktok, ginaganon ka na.
Actually, hindi ako masyado kumakain rice, but that's the only time kumakain.
Di ba, pag pumunta ako sa bahay mo, kadalawang kawayan, tok-tok naman para magising ka.
Sarap yun. Tsaka yung gising-gising, actually. Sarap yun.
Sarap nun. Gising-gising.
Abe is actually one of my favorites.
Sarap nun. Anong paborito mong...
But, I've been going around, Martin, the nation. Ang daming mga local food na hindi pa natin natatry pero sasarap pa. For example, I just tried ito sa Camsor, no? Yung mga version na lang ng mga Bicol food. Sarap doon.
Yung mga di ba? Yung mga Bicol Express.
Bicol Express, yung mga basta marami silang luto na may gata Sarap.
At anong tipo mo sa babae? Maputi, kayo manggi?
Wala na, alam mo Martin, alam mo siyempre nung bata tayo, marami tayong tipo. Physically.
Blonde.
Blonde. Ngayon wala na. Someone you get along with. Na blonde.
Mayroong aso blonde. Babae.
I think some you get along with lang. Mahirap na ngayon Hirap na pumili. Tanda na natin
Meron marami dyan. Would you go for what? Kaedad mo or what? 5 years younger?
Siguro a little bit younger siguro. Ba't naman sobrang 18 ganyan. Hindi naman sobrang bata. Siguro mga 5 years younger. Ganyan.
Mahirap na mga anak yun.
5 to 10 years. Actually, 10 years pwede na nga ngayon.
30 sir, pwede yun. Kasi pag mag-35 ka to 40, hindi na hindi ka na magkaanak.
10 years pala. 10 years.
Ibig sabihin, pag antayin ka ng 50, parang papakasalan mo.
Yun, 20 years younger.
30.
Pwede pa.
Sabi, idol. Alright. What is your dream for the Filipino?
Actually, time immemorial naman, the end goal was to improve the lives of our people, to bring them out of poverty. I think, having said that, my ultimate dream really is to have a constituency, or our country will be considered one of the countries that focuses a lot on education, and our constituents are highly literate. Very intelligent, very innovative. We have Filipinos who are scientists, engineers, inventors. I really believe that to create value, you have to have highly intelligent constituents. And you can only achieve that if our education system is strong. So that's my dream for the country.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your life story and your dream with us here on Podcast.Ph and Martin's Man Cave. Sana, pag naging senador ka na, may part 2 pa.
Of course. Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Kasama natin po si Congressman Sherwin Gatchalian. And his last song that we will play here in this program is The Bright Side by the Killers. So, can you explain to us, sir, why?
Actually, ito medyo malayo nga to dahil I remember, ito may historical significance to. I remember diba I was telling you about my first girlfriend when we broke up. This is one of the most popular songs sa labas ng labas So, every time siyempre kaka-break mo lang. So, gumigimik ka, you go out with your friends. Parating lumalabas to. So, it became my favorite song at that time.
Yun.
It's symbol of freedom
hanggang sa dulo may patama pa rin. mukhang masakit ang loob mo, sir. Mukhang meron kang
Hindi naman. It was just a transition that time.
And I suppose she's married now, or?
No, she's not married now. Actually, I just bumped into her to a common friend last night.
All right, thank you so much, Congressman
Thank
Sherwin
you, Martin.
Gatchalian.
Thank you.
Here it is, The Killers and Mr. Brightside. Here inside Martin's Man Cave on Podcast.Ph. Thank you so much.
This Podcast.Ph presentation is supported by Martin Andanar's Homecast Studio and Audio.Ph.
me that my goal really is to change local government. And at least local government in Valenzuela. So I wanted to share my experiences, use my skill to change governance in Valenzuela. So, na-appreciate naman nila yun.
So, napapayag din sila. Eventually, well, of course.
Actually, hanggang ngayon, given a choice, my mom will say, baka, it's already enough. Nag-mayor ka na, ilang tagal na. Baka you wanna take it easy already. But sabi ko, ma'am, parang, you contributed already and parang there's so many things to contribute pa. So, let's do this until eventually the people naman will dictate whether they like you or they don't like you. It's not for you naman to say.
So nung naging opposed yung mami mo sa pagtakbo mo, ngayon tatlo na yun.
Tatlo na. Actually, that's true. 27 years old, I was campaigning. So, personality ko kasi is positive, put down your platforms, tell the people what you can do, explain to the people your background. But yung kalaban ko was really attacking me. And a lot of the attacks were personal. Like, for example, I'm Chinese raw ako. Hindi raw ako dapat tumakbo dahil I'm Chinese. Ganyan. So, and then walang experience, of course. 27 lang. And then, nandyan na rin yung mga, yan, kasi, anak mayaman yan. Wala namang pakialam yan sa mga mahirap. So, yung mga ganun ba? So, that's where you feel the real politics already. No? And nakakalungkot because until now, nalulungkot ako pag may naririnig akong ganyan in our country. But I think that's part of the game. Yeah.
Mahirap ba na walang first lady?
Kaya nga pag nakikita kami, Martin, until now, every election time, umiiling na lang siya ng ulo parang
gastos.
Aside from gastos, kasi talaga naman diba Martin, if you read the papers, daming mga elected-related violence, maraming political-related violence. So, talaga, if you're a mother, medyo ka talaga.
Ilag ka doon. Diba? What is your most unforgettable experience in politics so far?
I think the most unforgettable was my first term. My first time to join into politics, and that's where you get exposed to yung tinatawag nilang dirtiness, yung dumi ng politics. And I remember clearly I was 20. Sa akin, Martin, parang
you don't know the difference anyway.
I think the flexibility really worked for me. Because when I talk to their constituents, sometimes kasi I have meetings on Sundays.
Wow.
And talaga, itong Sunday meron.
Talaga.
And then my constituents will say, syempre, I'll apologize. Parang, sorry ho, kung Sundays. Sabi niya, okay lang ho, Cong, dahil alam namin busy kayo, this is the only time. And alam rin naman namin na wala kayong pamilya, kaya wala kayong uwihan eh.
Boom!
Kaya, pero okay naman siya. Pero natawa sila.
Parang paparinig. What is your political ideology? Are you liberal, conservative, pro-establishment, pro-labor? I mean, coming from Boston University, you must be liberal-minded.
I think I'm in between liberal and a little bit in the center.
Temper trap and sweet disposition. We're back with Congressman Sherwin Gatchalian. The hanging question is why politics? If you can just run your business empire and make more money with less stress.
Actually, tama ka, Martin. When my I remember one time we were having dinner. Every Sunday kasi may dinner kami family. And I opened this idea up. Talagang violent reactions from especially my mother. No? She's a pastor, so very conservative. Just imagine she's trying to avoid violence, trying to avoid controversies, and then one of her sons wanted to go into this type of industry. So, nagkaroon na ng malaking debate. But I told them, I told my family,